well, if anyone's watching, I'll just give it a few more seconds and then we'll get this underway. As you may have deduced from the title, I haven't got a fuck's clue what to do for this. So, any suggestions? Yeah. Right, well, I've given it a couple of minutes. Now, according to this, there's a whole 3 people watching. So, yeah, there you go. I mean, the big viewing figures already. So I'll start this off then with the usual guff. I have only one monitor, so I'll have to minimise the game in order to see whatever's been written in the chat, if anything. So I'll be doing that throughout. And yeah, as I've already said, and as the title should tell you, I haven't got a fucking clue what to do for this. So if anyone has any ideas, now is a good time. So, right, well, we are in the Valton system, and this is where I have yet another new ship, which, well, I think is going to work out pretty good, but I've not had the chance to try it. It's a bit of a sore point. So, while I'm waiting for anyone to come along and actually, you know, watch this or say anything or whatever, a couple of things I want to say regarding this. So we all know that the launch of 3.3 or beyond Chapter 4 was a total clusterfuck, and yeah, it was just bollocks from the word go. And within half an hour, everyone had been kicked off the servers, and the servers all went to shit, and nobody could connect. And apparently, Frontier Developments have been doing quite a lot of behind-the-scenes upgrading of the servers and everything else, so that things will work properly. Or at least that's what the brown noser cunts would have you believe. But, okay, yeah, the disconnections did go down, and so, amazingly, did all the stutterings and the freezes. They weren't happening as often. Of course, you may have noticed that I've been using the past tense for all of that, because how many of you who are watching this shit were actually playing the game on Sunday, the day of the much hyped Distant Worlds 2 expedition getting underway? Now, I have no interest in Distant Worlds. I didn't have any interest in the first one. I don't have any interest in the second one. It's just a large number of people. I read somewhere 8,000 had signed up to do it. Be surprised if it was that many, but anyway, yeah, and it's just this huge number of people going from the populated zone, I don't know where they started, out to Beagle Point and back. And this Distant Worlds 2 is going to take 300 days. 300 days of nothing but exploration and no doubt reading a load of written verbal diarrhea from all the other players taking part. It's fucking weird that I wasn't interested in doing that, not one fucking bit. So anyway, Sunday came along, the day of the big launch. Of course, even Frontier Developments themselves got into generating the hype for it. Even though it wasn't Frontier Developments who had organised this thing. So what happened? Well, this will really shock you if you weren't there. It all went to fucking shit. All of the people who had signed up to this thing all came online at the same time, and the servers were absolutely fucking, well, working their bollocks off to try and, actually keep the game going. They all made their first jump and fucking boss. The whole thing went to shit. Everyone got disconnected, no one could reconnect. Exactly the same as when 3.3 first went live a month ago. So all this supposed behind the scenes stuff to improve how the game was working either came to fuck all nothing or was never happening in the first place. The only reason that the disconnections were becoming fewer and fewer, and the stuttering and the game freezing up while they were all being reduced, was because the number of players was dropping off. Fewer people were bothering because they were just sick of how shit it was running, let alone all the bugs that are in 3.3. But then suddenly, again, a huge number of players connected, all tried to jump, and the servers just went fuck this shit and just went to complete bollocks. And it shows again that despite Frontier Developments claiming the opposite, including claiming it to me in something that I'll cover in a separate video. In fact, they haven't done fuck all. They generated a load of hype just like they did for 3.3, and then when a sizable number of people connected and tried to play the game, the service just went into total meltdown and just said fuck this shit and kicked everyone off and wouldn't let anyone back on again. So as far as improving the servers, I would go so far as to say Frontier Developments have been lying to us about doing that, because there is absolutely fuck all evidence that backs up that claim. So that's rant one. I've got another one. Last Thursday we had a new Thargoid incursion site of a system. In fact, let's take a look at it, because I don't even know for sure if it's still running or not. It may have ended, but it's at the system called Bagutzuk. I don't know if I've spelt that right. No, I haven't. I'll tell you what, this Bagu, it's not that one. This looks more like it. No, it isn't. Oh, fucking come on. Here we are. Right, Bagutzuk. Now, let's change to state. Looks like it's ended. No, it isn't. State incursion, so it's still running. Okay, so this started on Thursday, and I thought, right, okay, because this new ship that I mentioned is for, no, it was built specifically for these incursion states. So I came up here, and I docked right here on the rescue ship for Gardner Hub. And then I exited the game, you know. I thought, right, I'll come back the next day and, try some Xeno conflict zones, or AX conflict zones. For the next 2 days, every single time I got to the main menu and clicked on whether I wanted to play solo or private group or open, the game straight away crashed the desktop. So I filed a ticket, and also I even actually posted on a bug reporting forum. And it turns out that I was far from the only person who had this problem. There were a whole fucking load of people, and they'd all done the same thing. They'd all come to this system, had docked on the rescue ship, and then logged out. And in the reply to my ticket, the person from the ever wonderful QA department of Frontier Developments said, yes, there's a problem at the system where this event is going on. So they moved me to a neighbouring system so I could log in and, you know, actually start playing the game again. But yeah, they said there is a problem with it. They are aware of it and they're working to fix it. And I thought, well, this problem is making, you know, it makes the game completely unplayable. If you dock at this rescue ship and then log out, you know, and close the game crashes to desktop every single time you try to play the game again. I say, whether it's open, whether it's private group, whether it's solo, whether you try, or whether you are playing Horizons or try the non-Horizons, or whether you are using the standalone launcher or the Steam launcher. Does not matter which, it will always crash the desktop straight away. So I thought, rather than just telling me that, seeing as I'm already painfully aware that this is the problem, you know, why don't you make an announcement and tell people don't go there, because if you dock and exit, your game is totally fucked. Or better yet, why don't you sort of temporarily remove the incursion state in the system until you've got this bug fixed and, you know, people will actually be able to play the game? No, didn't do that at all. Not a fucking word. And yet, the as you can see, the incursion state is still going. Now, does that mean that they fixed the problem? I have no idea, because not only did they announce, or not bother announcing that there was a problem, they've also not said anything regarding whether it's been fixed, whether it's been, whether it's still ongoing, what the issue was, how long it's going to. No, not a fucking thing. It's been the typical Frontier Development's total wall of silence. So I don't have the faintest fucking clue if that system is now okay. I mean, it's probably fine to go there, you know, do whatever and then leave. Just do not fucking save and exit while you are in that system. But I'm having to guess this because Frontier Developments didn't tell me, and they haven't told anyone else. So yeah, I'm going to have to wait until that one's finished and wait for the next incursion system to come along. So I've got this new ship ready. Let me just we'll change into it so you can see what the fuck it's all about. So it is another Federal Corvette, so I now have 2 of these fucking things. This one actually costs more than the first one I had. Or still have, it's still in Sol. So here we are. This is my AX battleship. So like I say, I've only put this together to use in AX conflict zones. Though really, I can use it pretty much anywhere for reasons you're about to see. So hardpoint wise, again, as you would expect, 2 huge beam lasers, and it shouldn't surprise you at all to see that a class 5 efficient weapon with thermal vent. So heat is taken care of. Nothing in the large hardpoint. And then 4 Guardian Gauss cannons. So I will do decent damage to Thargoid interceptors, but not at a very fast rate. In fact, I'll probably have to be part of a wing, or maybe even attempt to play in open while I'm in a conflict zone, and yeah, have people helping out, because the healing rate means that I can't see me taking on too many interceptors single-handedly with this loadout. The firing rate is just too slow. But yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. And of course, obviously, with this loadout, I'm not just limited to Thargoids. I can go to any sort of conflict with those. So utility mounts. So I have the heat sink launcher, I have the shutdown fuel neutralizer, Xeno scanner, and 5 shield boosters. With core internals, no surprise, everything is fully A-rated. The armour is military grade composite, because there's no point putting reactive or reflective if you're doing anti-Thargoid. So I've just gone for heavy duty armour with deep plating, so I've really gone all out for you know, just sheer armour points rather than resistance. Well, I did fit, I think I fitted some resistance stuff somewhere. Maybe it was in the shields, but not much. Most of the shields are heavy duty. Shield boosters rather. With the shield generator, again, yeah, reinforced shields with fast charge. I'm wondering actually if I may change that. And yeah, all the usual 7A shield cell bank. I do have a cargo rack because I've got repair and decontamination limpet controllers. I don't really need a 64-ton capacity cargo rack because, well, I can't see me taking that many limpets. I may take, I don't know, 30. I don't think I'm ever really going to need 64 of the fucking things. So 3 meta alloy hull reinforcement packages. I went with meta alloy because, as you can see, I am very close to maxing out, or more than maxing out, the power there. So I didn't bother with the Guardian hull reinforcement package. Meta alloy ones give me, you know, enough caustic resistance. I even fitted an auto field maintenance unit as well. So yes. And the net result of all of that is that my shield health is 3,330. Kinetic and explosive resistances are great, but shield thermal resistance 32.3. Not brilliant, but let's face it, it's not exactly that fucking awful. And then armor health 2,839. Caustic resistance at 8.7 is actually the best resistance I have on my armor. The thermal resistance is next best at 2.1, so the resistances again are not brilliant, but as long as I have caustic resistance, I think that is really the only one that matters when you're going up against Thargoids. Like I say, that is what this ship is actually built for. So fly to Eravate, or Eravate as it may be, see if the Overlord is there. who or what is the Overlord? It's almost as if you need to be able to run an online only game before running an online only game. It's fucking amazing, isn't it? Frontier have demonstrated repeatedly that they have no clue how to manage large clusters of players all at the same time, kind of essential running events on an online game. Yeah, and of course the thing is, yeah, okay, this was player organised, it wasn't organised by Frontier Developments. But once Frontier Developments got wind of it, they then hyped it up. They generated even more of an interest in it. If they hadn't, I'm sure the thing wouldn't have had 8,000 people, you know, signed up to play the fucking thing. So they generate the hype, and then their own game can't fucking deliver it. And they've now done this twice in the space of a month. And then they wonder why so many people who have bought it just say, oh fuck it, and don't bother playing the game anymore. So anyway, so that's the new ship, but so really designed for Thargoids, not anything else. So we'll change back to the ASP. Now what was that message again? Aravate, see if the Overlord is there. I've no idea what it's asking about. Have I spelt it wrong? Yes. Right, okay. Well, let's there's something to do anyway. 4 jumps in this. Alright, let's have a look then what's going on there then. I can hear the fans on my video card are finally starting to kick in. It's a good job. One of my case fans in my PC is definitely on its last legs because it's making a fucking annoying noise, so I'm going to have to get that sorted out. I haven't got a clue what case fan it is though, so yeah. Case fans are cheap shit anyway, so it's not like it's going to cost a fortune to replace it.
Make way for oncoming traffic. Restrict your speed.
What oncoming traffic? Wasn't that it?
Frameshift drive charging. You are clear to resume own navigation.
So I was pretty fucked off about that Thargoid incursion zone issue. Far more than I was about the distant worlds things fucking up. Like I say, I had no interest in that anyway. I wasn't even in the game when it happened. In fact, I was in fucking bed because I was really feeling ill that place. I really did not miss anything. I don't need to scan any Corey. I know full well what's here. One of my ships is stored here for one thing.
Fuel scooping complete.
So what else have I been doing in here? Well, I have done a few more codex discoveries. I also had a few more codex discoveries that didn't get registered in there, so yeah, business as usual there, including one that I'll show you when we get to this next system. There was another system I went to that had a white dwarf star as its primary star. Again, it didn't get added to the codex, but there's a bit more to it than that. Because not only did it not get added to the codex, you go to white dwarf, it doesn't even appear in this list of white dwarf star types, because this was a DC type star. So after all the DAs, DBs, and then it goes to DO. There isn't a DC type listed there. So I don't know what the fucking hell was going on with that. But the other ones I found were all in the biological stuff. I finally went to the Thargoid barnacles, so I got the regular and the large barnacles added.
Frameshift drive charging.
And then I added, oh fucking hell, I can't remember what they were. Okay, we'll go back to the codex after we finish this jump. I have to say I'm not feeling particularly well tonight either.
Fuel scooping.
I don't have to scan anything here, even though it came up unknown, and there's no valuable planets here, so... Anyway, yeah, what was the other discoveries I found? No, I don't think it was anything in there. Organic structures, so the solid and the lattice mineral spheres, I found those. So yeah, the two Thargoid barnacles were added, so all three of those are now confirmed. Found two brain tree types. Found one an enemy type and a second gourd mollusk type. So yeah, didn't do too badly. So as a result, total discoveries for this region is at 93. That'll do for now. Okay, well, we're at, well, once we've done this jump, we'll be at Eravatu. See what the hell this was all about.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Scan anything anyway. We'll map that Earth-like. What we got in the way of signals. The ones that are close to planets are rarely anything worth bothering with. At least not for me. There's much here. I couldn't see where that Earth-like was. Let's have a look. that. Get us some decent credits. So I haven't got a clue what all this what was it, the Overlord, whatever, what that was all about. No mention of anything like that there. Should be able to do it in 3. Yeah, that will do it. Derek Zola hangs around here, self-proclaimed overlord of it. I've never heard of him. And
surface scan complete.
Well, I'm in my private group, so if it's a player, I somehow doubt I'm going to bump into him. Well, I assume the fact that he gives himself such a fucking pretentious, pompous, self-important title means that he's some sort of griefing cunt, and yeah, I'm convincing myself that I can't stand the fucker, even though I've never set eyes on him before. Still might break the habit of a lifetime. They'll dock here anyway, and decide what we're going to do after this.
Lakon, Lima Uniform Kilo. You're clear for approach, Commander. Submit a request and enjoy your stay. Authorization clear. Your assigned landing pad is number 45.
These stations in particular, the brightness is way too high.
Decrease speed to 100.
Obviously I can't sell the data here, but let's see what I got. Yeah, 848,716 just for mapping one planet. Yeah, it is certainly worth doing. Right, well, let's while I'm I'm still trying to think of something to do. Some of the stats have changed quite a bit. My current assets are now at 7.8 billion, so yeah, they have gone up a fair bit, thanks entirely to this mining. So my profit from mining is now 1,968,281,520. So yes, of course I've been doing void opal mining. So market net worth 380, a trading profit 2,955,696,059, average profit of 859,463. I think I covered the highest single transaction in the last one. And even the exploration, I mean, that's coming along at a reasonable rate. 16,362 systems visited, 755,556,580 in profits from exploration. A quick word actually about the void opals mining, because it's getting a bit like the videos for No Man's Sky. Now I did a video for that game about bullshit S-class ship videos that you will find on YouTube, where people are saying you go to such and such a system and you're guaranteed to find an S-class ship within like 5 minutes, and it's absolute bollocks. It takes fucking hours. Well, the same thing's happening here with the old void opals. So I mean, I go here, the Heretia system. I've even shared this bookmark with the squadron, and yeah, around the first planet in the ring system there is a void opal hotspot. It's a fair size actually. It's about 50 megameters diameter, so it's a decent size. Life School Amiga seems to have taken up permanent residence here. Every fucking time I log into the game, he's always here, so he's mining the fuck out of it. But it is fucking boring. It is staggeringly tedious, because of course it's an icy ring. As far as I'm aware, you have to, if you're going for void opals, you only find them in icy rings, which means that okay, so obviously the void opals and low temperature diamonds, and that's about it. Just about everything else is utterly fucking worthless. So it is a case of all or nothing. And there have been numerous times where I've been playing the game for over an hour and I've found one asteroid, and that is despite the fact that I've got a pretty good idea what to look for in regards to size, shape, everything else, as well as the results you get from the pulse wave scanner. And yeah, there are plenty of times when you could just find one in an hour. So yes, you can make ridiculous amounts from mining void opals. So my stats show this. You illustrate it very well. I'm approaching 2 billion in profits from mining. Prior to 3.3, that was at I think 20 something million. Was it 40 something million? Anyway, nevertheless, it's now been dwarfed, and that is entirely from void opal mining. But yeah, you need the patience of a saint. My patience with it has completely run out. The last time I went there, I had a pretty good cargo capacity, to put it mildly. I could have mined 560 something tons of them, and I mined one asteroid. So I got 14 or 15 tons. And that was it, I'd had enough. So yeah, I have well and truly burnt out on mining, especially mining void opals. Really, once you've done it, say 2 or 3 times, and you've got however many 100 millions each time, do you really want to keep doing it more? I mean, I'm sure Life School of Eagle will say yes, but tedious doesn't even begin to describe it. Let's see if there's anything. Any chance of seeing some Thargoid action? Well, I don't know if. Right, can I just say, right, before I go back to that, I see this an awful lot on the forums, okay? The utterly hilarious comment about a free Anaconda or free fucking Corvette or free fucking, you know, big bollocks at Hutton Orbital. God dear, I'm fucking glad I've got my fucking ex-wife's corset on, otherwise my sides would be fucking bursting apart from laughing so hard. Come on, it's 4 years old, that fucking comment, and it wasn't funny the first time. Any chance of seeing some Thargoid action? Well, the thing is, other than that system that I've already mentioned, which, you know, was... is fucked up, and that's coming from Frontier Developments, not just me. I don't know if I really... yeah, I'll put it on the maybe list. Just to talk about pretentiousness for a moment, I love the way FD say Pussies cobble, where any rational person would say brown stone. That's when you're shooting... well, I know you find them on anemones, and I think are they on brain trees as well. Of course, the worst thing is you see something like that with a pretentious name like that. You think, oh, okay, there might be something useful there, and you get iron or nickel or shit like that. It's the most worthless thing to find in all of those. You know, organic growths or whatever. You need the needle crystals or whatever. Yeah, it is needle crystals, isn't it? They're the ones that give you the really, the grade 4 stuff. And I think, is it crystalline clusters? Or crystalline clusters, that's it. They give you the grade 3s. More often than not, it's the grade 3s that I need more than the grade 4s. And crystalline fragments, isn't it, for the grade 2s? So, yeah, but I did some core mining, was fun, but indeed very slow, finding void over. Now switch to low temp diamond piracy. More fun and less mind numbing. Well, I have no interest in doing piracies, but low temperature diamonds, I mean, to be honest, I find those things to be just as scarce as you know, the void opals. In fact, I think in all of my void opal mining trips, I found far more void opals than I did low temperature diamonds. And that's including the numerous times where I would just check out every single asteroid that I thought was even going to give me close to a decent result. So, oh, there's an unregistered comms beacon here. Oh. Alright, let's, I guess, let's go back to where I was then. And, we'll jump in the the AX Corvette, and alright, we'll check that system out with the incursion, but we'll definitely not be stopping there.
Detach confirmed. You are go for departure.
So I don't know any other systems unless I go out to Pleiades, where I am definitely going to find Thargoids, you know, present. Is it always a fucking brown dwarf star that it tends to be to first? Absolutely fucking worthless. This is a Tautari version as well, or variant as I say.
Clear the exclusion zone. Hope to see you again, Commander.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Being very slow to connect. What is the time? 10 to 8. Does that mean that all the what do you call them? Distant Worlds 2 lot are on? Because we now actually arrived. After all that, there's one fucking brown dwarf star, and that's it. But yeah, that took a fucking long time to connect. So I'm wondering if that means the distant worlds lot are on. Does that then mean that every fucking day from about 8 o'clock onwards, for the next 300 fucking days, we are going to have this bullshit happening because all the distant worlds lot are going to be on, and the servers can't fucking handle it? And this is another fucking brown dwarf star we're going to.
3, 2,
1. Well, it didn't take as long, but it still took stupidly long time. Right, well, I don't like leaving systems unscanned, so even though there's nothing here of any real value, we'll scan it anyway. Right, so we're over halfway. And the last one is obscured by the fucking star, because it's there, you cunt.
System scan.
Right, system done.
Frameshift drive charging.
I do think that is it. All the distant worlds are on, and now the servers are they just can't fucking handle it. Hey, what a fucking piss take! It's still not loading. This is now taking far too long. It's going to disconnect me. Squadron, oh, we're up to 11 of the squadron members, which is surprising to say the least. Quick on the FSS scanner. Well, I've just got used to it, so I don't even see the details of whatever planet it is, because I mean you can tell what one it's going to be from where it is on that, the tuning thing. Months of slow jump due to distance. Well, yeah. That's what it is. All the distant worlds lot are on. I mean, look, this is fucking... It would normally have even disconnected by now, so it's not even fucking doing that. Oh, for fuck's sake. The thing is, it's not even attempting to connect. There we go. Finally fucking kicked us off. Now, if this has gone back to how it used to be, which it probably has, if I try to connect right away, it won't even attempt to connect me. Okay, it has actually done it. And what is really annoying, okay, I'm in the system that I was jumping to, but I'm nowhere near the fucking star.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
The other thing is, I was just about to say, how long is it going to take to actually enter Super Cruise? See, I've gone way too fucking fast. So yeah, we are now right back to where we are, or where we were when 3.3 first launched. Because of the number of players on at the same time, it's going to be just endless fucking disconnections and slow to non-existent fucking hyperspace travel time. Well, I'm giving it more credit than it deserves. Hyperspace travel time, loading times.
Fuel scooping complete.
So we're up to 5. Back down here again.
System scan complete.
Of course, it's not even showing up here, so it hasn't saved my projected course either. Where was I going again? Oh yeah, to Mountain for the AX Corvette. Right, let's see how long this fucking takes. And now my fan's gone out. This is going really well this tonight.
4, 3, 2, 1,
Okay, it's actually going to load.
Fuel scooping.
Now the thing is, I suspect that the people doing Distant Worlds 2 are a damn sight more reasonable than Frontier Developments. I have been trying for weeks to get Frontier Developments to apologise for releasing 3.3 in such a shit state. And not only are they refusing, they're refusing to even acknowledge that the servers are in a bad way. As I say, I'll do a video showing this. The ticket that I raised, where I've been pressing this, it's been going on for a while now. They just will not do it, and most of the time when I mention it, they just act as if I hadn't written that at all. Yeah, they are utterly taking the piss. Anyway, the point is, while I suspect that the people doing the Distant Worlds thing are more reasonable than Frontier Developments, you can hardly say to them, look, fucking pack it in for the moment, the servers can't handle it, and every night you're going to bring the servers down to a grinding halt. You will barely be able to play the game, let alone anyone else. I don't think that would come to any fruition. They're going to persevere. Even though there are also some absolutely fucking brain-dead cunts on the forums who are saying we should grief them every step of the way. I mean, their reasoning behind coming up with that suggestion is that the people doing the Distant Worlds thing do seem to be getting some kind of preferential treatment from Frontier Developments over, it's something to do with rebuying. I didn't read it all because I just found it insulting to the intelligence of fucking cow shit. But it sounds like the people taking part in Distant Worlds, if their ship is destroyed by another player, they will get their rebuy costs refunded to them by Frontier Developments. Now, if that is the case, I mean, yes, it is pretty conscious. It does suggest preferential treatment, but it also then says, well, griefing them is a fucking waste of time because you're not going to achieve anything. Because if you do send them back, especially now, they'll just piss off and catch up with the other players. They're not that far away. And of course they will know that Frontier Developments will give them their credits back. The trouble is, I think the people who, you know, have the intelligence to go out and grief other players are too stupid to fucking work that out. So small wonder I fucking have been sticking to me private group lately. I have been considering though going back in.
1,000 meters from touchdown.
Landing gear deployed.
Touchdown. Ship is locked down.
Alright, let's see what I got here. There's more than I thought, mind you. That one Earth-like I scanned, 848,000, total 865,000. It says how fucking worthless the rest of the stuff was. Right, let's change ship then. Let's jump into old Islamic ray guns. And oh dear, actually, the way those the servers have been, I really do not fancy going to that system and then getting fucking locked out of the game again. Does anyone know, apart from Bagutsak, and Pleiades regions. Does anyone know where there are other like Thargoids, you know, not so much incursions but other signals or whatever? Where are we? Everyone will have to haul up into a given system around the 8 PM time every night, then do a task requiring no jumps, combat, etc. Yeah, I mean, it sounds fucking riveting, won't it? When their ships get destroyed, won't they destroy the exploration data? Actually, yeah, that's true. Well, no, Frontier Developments have always said that they can't replace or reinstate lost exploration data, but they can probably reinstate like the value of it, which would be doubly cuntish actually, because if they did that, reinstated the value of it, then the player can just piss off to the system again, scan it a second time and get paid for it twice. So yeah, okay, so yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the exploration data will be lost, but again, see, at the moment, I mean, they only left on Sunday. They're not going to be that far away. They won't have been able to accumulate too much data. So, basically, I mean, you've got to be a serious fucking, you know, desperate to grieve everybody if you're going to fly out, you know, like 10,000 light years or somewhere, just in the desperate hope of griefing a bunch of explorers. I mean, that's just taking it to staggeringly petty levels. Well, there was one earlier. Right, sorry I'm late to the party. Thought you would be too, as you be glued to the Brexit coverage. Believe me, there are no words in the English language that come remotely close to describing how utterly fucking sick I am of hearing about fucking Brexit. You know, it is a cuntish idea. No, I'm not going to bring politics into it anymore. Anyway, I mean, we've had 2 fucking years where, you know, the news, even if it's like Channel 4 news, which I would rather watch. I detest BBC News with a passion. But even Channel 4 news, it's been nothing but fucking Brexit for 2 fucking years. Because we've got fuck knows how many more years of it still to go, you know. It's going to happen, we'll leave, and then it will be, oh, you know, shock horror, the country's going down the fucking Kazi, and then it will be, you know, the 1st anniversary and 2nd anniversary. Sometimes I just think, look, why didn't I just fuck off back to South Africa? Alright, anyway, how far away is that suck from here? I know it's not that far at all. I've also forgotten how to fucking spell it. But yeah, it's in there. There we go. Right, so in the Corvette, right, yeah, so it's about 3 jumps. Well, let's see what the connection is like for the first 2. If it's shit, then I won't make the 3rd one in the, because I really don't want to risk losing the connection, because if I get disconnected while I'm in that system again, it could mean that I get locked out of the game a second time. No, I say in my, I'll tell you what, before we launch, let's just see if I can find it. If you welcomed your viewers, we all like say Rusty Dog, you have hundreds of viewers. Yeah, but I'm not Rusty Dog, and I can't tell you how fucking glad I am about that. So, you know, if you want me to be more like him, you're in for a fucking nasty surprise. Right, you can't see it at the moment. I'm checking my emails for that Frontier support ticket. So, There we go. Thanks for getting in touch. I'm very sorry for the inconvenience that this issue has caused for you. We have identified a problem with Burping and therefore we'd recommend that you avoid this system for the time being whilst our QA team investigate the issue. That's as far as their, explanation goes, but they don't say exactly how long, just for the time being. Anyway, I'll carry on. I moved your commander engaged to the next nearest system, yes, which they did. I'm hopeful that this means you're able to get back into the game and continue playing. So they tell me in this reply that there is a problem with the Burping system. But they don't announce it anywhere and basically say, we strongly recommend no one go there. Well, if people shouldn't go there, then why don't you make that clear to everybody, not just the people who have already discovered that they shouldn't really go there because they've been locked out of the game as a result. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking of there. There's a ship close by. I'll fucking watch out.
Shift drive charging.
Let us see how we do. Oops. That was me. I don't know what the fucking hell I was doing there.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, it's not as slow as time I was disconnected. Okay, we'll try one more. Bog standard time. Yeah, it didn't tell you anything you didn't already know. That letter, that email. So at least after they've provided a bus replacement service. Sometimes it would be quicker to take the bus to the next system with their disconnections. But the thing is, I mean, Frontier developments always take the shortest of short-term views. So they would rather sit there and have to move every fucking player who's stuck in that system, rather than, temporarily stop the incursion state or make an actual announcement on the forums or on the loader there saying we advise people don't go to that system because blah blah blah. No, they won't do that.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And of course, because it's always a wall of silence with them, I also have no idea. I mean, it could be that they fixed the issue now, but I have no clue because they don't say. They will never tell anyone. I mean, surely that is not asking too much, Oh, there's a problem with the game. Let us know, when it's been fixed, if it has been fixed. No, nothing. And with their track record, that means you have to assume the worst. Right, speaking of assuming the worst, when it comes to AX combat, assume the worst with me. I am no expert at this at all. So yeah, this is very likely to go horribly wrong. The fact that I'm basically on my own, well, it's not basically about it, I am on my own, means I'm a bit weary of going into the actual AX conflict zone. So I'll check out some non-human, signal sources. But the actual conflict zones themselves, yeah, I don't know about them. Because obviously, when it is just the scouts, yeah, that's a fucking piece of piss. But when the marauders then show up, not marauders, the interceptors show up, yeah, that's a different matter. Right, let's have a look and see what's here. Where are the... I hope there are some non-human signal sources anyway. Because if it is all AX conflict zones, which it looks like it is, then yeah, I could have some problems. Because surely, once you enter, the fact that you're in a conflict zone means that once an interceptor turns up, he's not going to just scan you and then bugger off like they do at the signal sources. There's nothing here. There's not going to be any high grades, are there? And there's not going to be any non-human signal sources. I don't bother checking the ones near the planets because they never have what I'm looking for. Right. Okay. I mean, I need to test the ship anyway, so, and you know, if it gets the fuck blown out of it, oh dear, I'll only have 3,290 something million. I can't long give it, I'm half cut right now, farming HGEs is all I'm capable of at the moment. Yeah, and it's what I think I would rather be doing. Maybe it runs okay on the other platforms, so that's why they kept the state. No, when I wrote on the bug reporting forum about it, I had loads of other people replying as well, saying that they had the same problem, and it included I think there was at least one Xbox player. I don't know if there are any PS4 players or not, but I definitely remember there was one Xbox. All the rest were all PC. So, well, it certainly affects Microsoft systems anyway. I don't know about so I don't know about the PS4. Where's he gone? There he is. Right, here we go. I was about to say, well, there's fuck all here. But, right, what sort of help are NPC AX forces going to be? I don't know.
This system is crawling with Thargoids. If we don't push them back, we'll be overrun. Think you can handle it?
We'll put it this way, I'll give it a go. Yes, join the fight. But of course, against these things, I was an inciter. So I want to be able to get some Oh, I'm about to fly right through the cloud.
Warning. Caustic
And then
damage
back.
detected. Taking damage.
Okay, let's go back to just fucking killing them.
Target destroyed.
Alright, let's get rid of this caustic damage. Oh, fuck it, I forgot to take any fucking limpets. I'll take cunt, I'll synthesize some. Where are we? There we go. 10 iron, 10 nickel, it's not exactly going to kill me. Hurry up.
Taking damage. Caustic substance neutralized.
Okay, right, let's there we go.
Warning. Shield breach attack. Under attack. Taking damage.
So it doesn't take long to take out these fucking things. Especially when there are no, you know, inciters or anything. Fucking look at that one. Well, that's, I think getting, yeah, there's a fucking healing one around. Cunt. Alright, that's it down.
Target destroyed.
Let's deal with that fucking, whoops, I'm meant to be taking out that, berserker. And then I'll sort out the caustic damage again.
Under attack.
And that sounds like some, for a interceptor is about to arrive.
Taking damage. Taking damage.
Or maybe not.
Caustic substance neutralized.
Okay. But I think once we get rid of this cunt, an interceptor will turn up. Oops,
Target
okay,
destroyed.
well. Or maybe not. There we go, another friendship anomaly. Who's here now?
Interceptors coming in hot.
There we go.
Watch yourself, Commander.
So not only have I got the caustic damage sorted out, but now the holes
Detected.
oh shit! Where's me fucking I couldn't get the right fucking firing group. I've got to sort these firing groups out better. Hurry up. Okay, so the fact that the Thargoid swarm is shown up here suggests that, yeah, the fucker is not that far from me. Again, mid distance. I don't know if I really want to be wasting my time taking on more. How many are there? There's two. The shields are coming down pretty fast. I haven't got anything though to deal with the Thargoids. Fucking hell. Toxic Thargoid swarms. coming after me. None of my weapons are really good enough to sort them out. Whoa, where did my hull down at 53% come from? Am I going too fast for this or what? No. The swarm seems to be following them. The Olympic got destroyed. And was destroyed straight away again. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that went well, didn't it? I'm getting out of here while I'm still sort of semi in one piece. So I'm about to get this missile come along with my shields down. I don't think point defense works against those. No, they don't. But I haven't got point defense on this ship anyway, so. You can put some serious hours into this game over the years. Well, I've also had long fucking breaks from it, from where I just got the arse-ache with it. I mean, that was, to put it mildly, a bit of a disaster. I took out 130 in. Surely I didn't take out 13 of them. You must get paid more for them in conflict zones. Either that or the Inciter and Berserker variants, and that pay more. Because I certainly didn't take out 13 of those fucking things. Shields are not going to improve much in the time it takes me to come back here, but let's face it, me hanging around out here like this is not going to be very interesting. Well, I can't land on the rescue ship because that's what fucked up the game for me last time, so I'm going to have to go. Where's a system that's close by where I can dock? That hasn't got an Artenos station, neither has that. That does. This is the system where I got moved to, but I think the station is nowhere near, yeah, the entry point, 31,000 away. I was able to scan that Earthlight though. Okay, this must have a large station. It's also got 3 stars, and I have no idea where the station is going to be. But I mean, let's take a look and see if it will. You know, I can at least repair the hull this way. I'm wondering if the Corvette is really the right ship for this sort of thing. It seems too slow. Anyway, let's get ourselves repaired anyway. May need to rethink the strategy with that. I've got no AX flak launcher. That Thargoid swarm was the thing that was really giving me the problems.
Fuel scooping.
Fucking hell, does this mean no one has scanned this system yet?
Fuel scooping complete.
Yes. Or at least it's not going to be one that is ready scanned for anyone else. And this looks horribly like all the planets are going to be around B. Okay, they're not too far away, so... Alright, talk amongst yourselves while I scan this fucking thing. This is going to take a while. Well, maybe it won't. There's only 17 planets here. Oh, I found 13 of them. Well, these ones around C are surely all going to be worthless. Alright, one more planet to find. Let's get the fucking clusters out of the way. Where's the last one? Yeah.
System scan complete.
Where's the nearest station? I'll land on a fucking planet. Does it have repair facilities? Yes. Okay. Looks like we're going here then. Is it just me, or is this really fucking boring? All these fuck-ups you mentioned, have those on the forums that always defended FD finally admitted that FD are not perfect in every way. You are joking. Of course not. Maybe they feel that FD care when you pay for a game you have a right to point out flaws. Yeah, you tell them that. And I've... Can anyone think of a reason why I should even continue to try? I mean, I suppose, you know, at least it happened here and not in that other system, but now I'm fucking further away than I was in...
Frameshift drive charging.
I need a fag. into that.
Orbital flight engaged.
Core Dynamics, Lima, Uniform, Kilo. It's good to see you, Commander. Please submit a docking request before landing. Okay, Commander, you are go for approach to pad 07.
Landing gear deployed.
Well, it's not much, but I will still have made a profit, despite having to shell out 100,000 on the repairs. It's not going to be much of one, but yeah, 130,000. Do I have any of that to sell? Yes, but I'm too close. Right, well, I have absolutely had a fucking gutful of this, so I'm going to be bringing this to an end earlier than planned. Let's see. Let's have a look. Right, where are we? What are these fuckers doing? Oh no, we answered that one. I find all-void combat boring. Really, the most interesting thing I find is running missions to kill pirates. Even that's not amazingly exciting. I don't mind doing the occasional pirate lord mission, but I only do it if I need like grade 5 materials for trading. Otherwise I don't bother with them. Makes Frontier mistakenly believe they created perfection when what we have couldn't be further from the truth. I don't think it's that. It's just that Frontier developments have proven they can't take criticism of any kind. So they don't want to hear it. And, you know, despite the fact that all the brown nosers say to the contrary, when I criticise the game, I always back it up with evidence, because you can see it in, you know, videos or sometimes screenshots that I've taken. So, yeah, I always back up what I say. And that's the sort of person that the brown nosers really hate, because they can't offer any counter argument. In fact, they never even attempt it. They just always straight away go for the old abuse and that. Because, yeah, I've got evidence in front of me to illustrate what I'm saying. So, The forums suck, as does the subreddit. They banned me just for voicing a negative opinion, albeit a few times. Yeah, so that's, I mean, I don't know about on the forums, but yeah, on the Reddits and that, I can well believe that. What the fuck was Islamic ray guns? You're not familiar with that? In YouTube, do a search, Islamic ray guns. It's basically taking the piss out of the EDL. I mean, that's all the EDL are good for. Actually, there was something I noticed the other day, actually, when it comes to the EDL. The fucking cunt who founded it, right, he changed his name to Tom Robinson. And it's a fairly safe assumption that the Neanderthals who joined the EDL and who support them are going to have the same opinion of gay people as they do of foreigners, or, you know, Jews or Muslims or ginger-haired people, or people who use a different phone tariff to them, or people who read a different magazine to them, and anything else. But the founder of the EDL changed his name to Tom Robinson, which is the same name as the bloke who in the 70s released the song Glad to Be Gay. Might be a good idea to remind the EDL of that at every given opportunity. There is no point to forums if all you can say is positive things. Both of you should be accepted by the mods. Well, say, Frontier Developments don't, you know, kick people out because they, you know, hate the mods, or they hate, you know, people criticising it. They just ignore it because they cannot take it at all. So yeah, they just pretend it's not there. They do the old burying their heads in the sand, you know. It's like la la la, I can't hear you, sort of thing. That's their reaction to any form of criticism. Personal abuse should be the only reason to be banned from a forum. Simply disagreeing with someone is an abuse. Yeah, but the thing is, if Frontier Developments followed that, they'd be banning all of their own brown nosers, which they're not going to do. You know, so they would rather get rid of the people who are saying that, you know, some parts of the game are fucked up. The only good mods were in Quadrophenia. Yeah. Trouble is, one of them then drove his scooter, well, which he nicked, off Beachy Head. It's 2019. Anyone who disagrees with you needs to be banned nowadays. Well, that's been the attitude for the last couple of years or so. Criticism is violent hate speech. Oh yes, yeah. Disagreeing is a hate crime. Yeah. Does that mean then that Frontier Developments are entirely staffed by millennials? Actually, that would explain a great deal. They can't take criticism, they're fucking useless at everything they do, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, I've had a fucking gutful of these disconnections. I just, it doesn't help that I really can't think of anything that I particularly want to do. So yeah, I'm going to be bringing this to an end here. And yeah, well, next week, I don't yet know what game it's going to be, but I'll tell you now, there is more chance of it being F1 2018 than there is of it being this. It is definitely not going to be Elite Dangerous next week. So I'll have to decide which it will be. But in the meantime, yeah, this has just fucked me off once too often tonight. So I'm calling it a night. So see you next Tuesday.